The same way they programmed us to be easily led in the wrong direction, but very hard to lead in the right, and take everything on face value. We can reverse the lies. We can reverse the tricks by understanding the movement of the human child's mind from delta to theta to alpha to beta. If we understand the times of the day wherein that we could truly program the subconscious mind, clear some things out, delete some things, just like the SIM card on your telephone is the subconscious driving of the telephone, right? You think you deleted something, but if you didn't go to the trash bin, it's still sitting there. So regardless to what you tell your conscious mind, because we're talking about the times when you can truly program it, right? Before you go to sleep, you are in a period where you're disconnecting from the conscious world that you're talking to me right now into the subconscious. And when you come out of the subconscious, you rise up into consciousness, not morning, but rise up into consciousness. So in between these states is the time where you're moving from delta to theta, right? You can do some great work there. You can reverse the curse. Okay? So we want to talk about the information that's hidden right in plain sight. We want to talk about the English language, the things that you need to understand about this language, right? About casting, right? On a movie set, you do casting. Your spelling, right? Casting spells. You're doing it with the grammar, right? Check the etymological root of the word, the meaning of the word grammar, grimoire. It's a book of spells, right? So you're scripted. You're casting a spell. You're scripted to be easily led in the wrong direction, hard to lead in the right. And take everything that is said here and here on face value. You got to understand that in the story of Noah, a big fish does not swallow a whole nigga. You got to realize that it's a system of morality veiled in an allegory, right? And it's not a complete understanding. It's just not a complete education, right? So we're talking about when we were coming through grammar school. Little did you know it was a play on words. Check the definition. It's a book of spells. This is a program of spells. Program? What's the definition of a program? Remote control. To control you remotely through a system of 1 to 26 alphabets. We're talking about the English language, right? And we're talking about supreme wisdom. English lessons. English lessons. The dumb must speak plainly. The stammering tongue is speaking clear. He covers the prophecy of the Bible and also the Quran in a word. Does that make sense to you, Nation of Islam? No man can be successful in teaching a people that cannot speak clearly. The people's language. You got to understand the language. But there is more to be understood in words. Right? That the laborious pronunciation of words and syllables must be in a past, future, and present tense. Otherwise, it will not be considered. Right? Right in those lessons, they talk about grammatical perfect tense. Why are they using the word grandma, grandma, book of spells? This is what we're talking about. It's easy as A, B, C, 1, 2, 3. This is another New Black World Order TV Productions. Chopper, chopper. We're talking about an ancient practice of merging numbers with letters. And when you look at this symbol that I drew here, and it looks like an eye, it's a half-woke man and woman. Jane Doe and John Doe have been programmed. Who are you? What are you? Why are you really here? Are you here on a purpose that you've been programmed on? Are you here on a purpose that you've been programmed? So when we're talking about those first 7 years of programming, we're talking about an acculturation. We're talking about ideas that came from outside of who you really are. We're talking about ideas that came from outside of who you really are. This is not a complete knowledge of self, for it is an artificial filter. You are not who you were told you were. You are not sentenced to the life that you were programmed to self-sabotage yourself. Just like the first 7 years you were programmed, be careful of the words that you place in your child's mind. Stop telling your children that you're just like your father. You ain't gonna be no damn good. And you men, stop telling your daughters you're just like your mother. That old, what a blah, 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 blah. You know what you say. For those first 7 years are the times when you can do the greatest work on the mind. This is another New Black World Order TV Productions.